everyone, so I've got another Halloween video for you today. This is a Day of the Dead sugar skull makeup, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. I really love how this one turned out. It's probably my favourite Halloween video that I've done yet. These lashes, they're unbelievable, but I think they really suit this look so much. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you do, and I'll see you on my next video.
Okay, so let's get started. I am covering my eyebrows with glue. It didn't really work. You don't have to do this. I'm not very good at doing it. Waiting for it to dry, acting like a donut. I didn't do it well at all, so you can just skip past that if you want. And then I'm just going to be putting white face paint all over my face, but as you can see, I put the white face paint on my eyebrows first. I shouldn't have done this. I didn't set the glue, so it made the white face paint go very weird. As you can see, yeah, it took me ages to get the white face paint opaque and smooth. So I'm going back in with the sponge, back in with the brush. It took forever. So, you know, if you want advice about gluing your eyebrows down, don't come to me. And then taking the Morphe 35M palette, I'm taking a black eyeshadow and drawing a circle around my eye. Mine is not very anatomically correct. That is because I wanted to do a very traditional Day of the Dead sugar skull. You can make yours anatomically correct. You do what you want to do. Just reference a skull or a skull makeup picture. And then I'm just going to be drawing the spider web on my forehead. This doesn't need to be perfect. You will see that my lines are not perfect whatsoever, but don't worry about it too much because the shading that we can do will hide that. And then I'm just drawing little U's on each section and then connecting the lines up on each section so they all join together. And then all I'm going to do is shade one side of each U. This is going to give it the effect of a shadow, which is in turn going to make it look more real and give it more dimension. I do feel that this looks a lot better doing it with shading. You don't even have to do a spider web on your head if you don't want to. I've seen a lot of pictures where they have roses on their head as well. And then here you can see that I'm feeling around for my cheekbone. I feel this is the best way to do it because when you're doing a look that's based around a skull or something like that, it's easy to look at a reference picture, but sometimes it's not always going to fit your face. It's going to make it look a bit weird. As well, when you're doing a look that needs to be done on one side and the other side of your face, feel around on both sides of your face, get your fingers in the same position, and then draw over your finger so they come out in the same place and they look the same shape. Here I'm just bringing the line down to the corners of my mouth, and we will connect them up to my mouth later. And now I'm just doing my teeth. Remember, these are guidelines, so if you mess up or you don't like them, don't worry about it too much. Either get rid of it or just wait until later on. There was a couple of my teeth that I didn't like. I didn't like the outer corner ones, they were too wide. Here you can see I'm just drawing little lines to the corners so that I know where to go to, things like that. So yeah, I'm just drawing lines down. They're not perfect, and they're not the shape that they're going to be in the end, so don't worry about it being amazing. And then on my chin I'm drawing a flower. I think mine kind of looks like a lotus flower. You can do a rose. Like I said, I've seen ones with roses on the forehead before. Just look at reference pictures really and just find ones that you really like the style of. And then here I'm just going round my eye. Now, I don't really know what to call these, but you can see what I'm doing. And I found to draw these, they were easier to do with an angled brush, and I'm just using black eyeshadow again. If you feel like you're confident enough, just go straight in with black face paint. It's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to be done a lot quicker. But if you're not, do this first. And then I'm just drawing out where the hollow of my cheekbone would be. So this is the gap between your cheekbone and your jawbone. And then drawing out some patterns on the sides of my forehead. You can add as many details as you want, as many patterns as you want, or you don't have to add any at all, make it really plain. Like I said, a reference picture is going to be your best bet. There's a lot of dancing in this video, I'm really sorry. I should not listen to music while I'm filming, I just get carried away. And then taking a black face paint, I'm literally going over every single line we just made on our face. Don't worry, I don't make you sit through the whole thing. Like I said, if you're confident enough to do it with face paint the first time, you go ahead and do that. All this is going to help you do as well is neaten up any lines, cover up any lines that you thought, that didn't go very well as well. And then taking a white face paint, here's where I messed up again. I'm sorry, but I put white face paint all over my eyelid just because I thought this was going to be an amazing base for the yellow eyeshadow that we go in with. And my theory would have worked, but because of the glue, it just messed it all up. As you can see, I'm setting the face paint. Apparently I set face paint and not glue. I don't know. But yeah, so we go in with the yellow eyeshadow with a fluffy brush, and you'll see in a minute that the face paint, the glue, everything just starts crumbling off. So yeah, you can see the texture of the glue, it just doesn't look very well at all. It took me ages to build up the yellow colour as well. And then taking a pink coral shade, I'm going around the outside of the yellow just to give it a bit more colour, a bit more shading, make it look a bit more interesting. You can do this with whatever colours you want, or do it with no colours at all, just do it with black and then go down to white into the middle of your eye. I think that would look really cool. And then taking a dark purple shade, I'm going right on the edge of the pink closest to the black line. Again, just more shading, more colour. And then taking that same purple shade, I'm just going in all those little, what are they called? Someone tell me what these things are called, please. Yeah, just shade them in. We do go in with gems over them in a little bit, but I do feel it looks a bit better when you've kind of got a base colour underneath the gem. And then taking a red eyeshadow, which does come off more pink, probably because of the white face paint, I'm just filling in my flower. And then taking that yellow shade again, I'm just dotting that all over the spider's web. I didn't want this to be really opaque, but I didn't want it to seem as though we'd just drawn lines on our face. I wanted to separate it from our face a little bit. So just put a little bit of colour in there. And then taking a black gel liner. Here's where I sort out my teeth. Like I said before, you can make them really anatomically correct if you want to. If not, make them as crazy as you want to go crazy. Like, I think, in my personal opinion, I think they look better crazy because a Day of the Dead sugar skull, in my opinion, isn't meant to be anatomically correct. That's not really what it's about. So, you know, if you don't like how I've done it, find a reference picture. I cannot stress enough how much a reference picture is going to help you out. But yeah, I'm just thickening the top of the line and then dragging it out really thin to the bottom as if they're fading out. You can see that I made my teeth on the outer corners a bit more crazy, going all over the place. I felt it looked better this way. I didn't want them to look too crowded in the middle of my mouth. And I'm just rounding them out as well to make sure they do actually look like teeth. And then with the same black gel liner, I'm just filling in the gap which would be between my cheekbone and my jawbone. Obviously we haven't put our jawbone down, but I feel like this looks better. And then drawing a line across my eyelid for a base for these massive eyelashes to sit on. It's just going to make it a lot easier for you to put them on. And then taking a black eyeshadow, I'm drawing out my nose. I just did it like a traditional skull nose. A traditional? I mean an anatomically correct. I've said that word too many times in this voiceover. Again, do what you feel looks best. I have seen pictures where they've got either, is it a club or a spade? Oh, I'm not sure, but it's one of the two, and they have that for their nose, and I think that looks amazing as well. And I'm filling it in with black face paint. And then here, you can see that I bought these gems to stick on my face. These were really cheap, and you can probably pick them up just about anywhere. I got flower ones because I thought they'd go really well with my eyes. So I am just taking them, putting lash glue on them, and then sticking them on these little things that we don't have a name for. My advice for this would be to use tweezers. As you can see, because I had glue on my hands and my hands were sticky, they just kept popping back off my face. But once they were on my face, they were fine. So yeah, I'd just say use tweezers. And I'm just sticking a big round one at the bottom of the spider web. And then taking another shape and a different colour, I'm putting them on the patterns on my forehead. You can add as many as you want. You can go crazy with glitter. Go mad. I think the more the better. And then I'm taking that red eyeshadow, what was that? Taking that red eyeshadow again and putting it underneath my cheekbone, and then taking a bigger fluffy brush because it wasn't blending out as well as I'd wanted it to, just packing on the colour and blending out as well as possible. And then obviously doing it on the other side as well. And then I'm just taking that same colour into my temple, just to make it seem more hollow, a bit more skull-like, but still adding some more colour. And then adding some black to give it a bit more dimension, to make my cheekbone seem as if it actually is popping out. It's going to make it look a lot more real. And then adding some more gems to my cheeks, the same one that I put at the bottom of the spider web. And again, just adding more patterns, adding more details. Like I said, add as much as you feel necessary. If you don't want to add anything at all, I think that looks amazing as well. And then here I'm just adding some patterns. Feel free to copy this one if you want to. It's up to you. Like I said a million times before, a reference picture is going to be your best bet. But to do this, I'm just using a black gel liner again. And obviously I did this on the other side as well, but I didn't feel it necessary to show you both of them. And then here are the lashes. Now, in the video, it looks like I just popped them on, one take, it was fine. No, I must have done each eye about 6 times. They were really, really hard to put on. So, just bear that in mind if you do get crazy lashes. You don't have to go this crazy, you don't have to wear lashes at all. But I think these really do look amazing. And then I picked up this headband, which was really, really cheap as well. Suits this look so much. And that's it. That's the finished look.
So that's the end of the video. I really hope you guys like this. Please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Yeah, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!